Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna do with you a presentation about the company I'm having, and it's a part of Assessment 5, Secure Funding to Launch and Grow Your Assessment. My name is Lucy, and today I'll be presenting about my company. The team of the company is composed of me as a founder. There's a director, which is Patrick Holmes. There's delivery manager, marketing, social, financial operation, law and regulation department, and support manager. There are many more people in the company which are included. However, they're mostly external. So these are only the people who are actually involved in the company on a regular basis. The problem we're trying to solve is in the first place was wasteful. Old furniture was all over our streets. It was usually in pretty good conditions, which I'm really surprised in the Australian market, but it was mostly broken, or something was missing, or it was somehow unusable. So the thing we're trying to solve is the sustainability problem. We try feeding the market, keep buying the furniture every time it's broken. The people do chuck it out on the street, and they go to IKEA and they get a new one. So it's also filling up our planet, and we're not being really conscious about our choices we're making and trying to preserve the Mother Nature. The solution we're trying to come up with started quite innocently. I started to collect this broken furniture from the street and fixing it for myself and for my own use. And as the time goes by, my friends kept telling me, "Oh, this is really cool. Like, where did you got it? You know, how much did you pay for it?" I was like, "Oh, I got it from the street. I fixed it myself." And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. You could actually get money for it." So I did my research, and I started in Marketplace and Facebook and other platforms like eBay or Gumtree and etc. and started selling my own furniture, and was surprised by the number of people interested in my work and my products, and it actually really boost my confidence in the work I was doing. So the product I'm trying to come up with was quite straightforward. So basically it's recycled furniture, and there's an interior design connected to it. Randomly, not just flipping furniture, but other goods like sofas or hot spas or lamps. That came up pretty randomly as I came across really a couple of good deals, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a crack and I'll see what can I do with it. If nothing, I'll just try to sell it again, or there was a cleanup coming soon, so I could dispose it thoughtfully. And I actually fixed it myself, and I was able to flip it and sell it, and I raised really good money to keep continuing what I'm actually doing. So the knowledge I got was either from my own childhood or the internet. I'm not claiming myself as a carpenter or interior design or designer or anything really educated. I'm self-educated. I'm self-experienced. I'm pretty much having no background whatsoever. But what is really good is all the work I'm doing was always deeply appreciated and loved. And now we're not only serving us flipping furniture as items, but we also um, announce a service to help people with interior design and designing and planning. So in the square, we are just trying to serve for the people for their needs to update the space, or renovate the space on a budget using those recycled items as much as we can. They're mostly custom made. They're made for the space they needed or somehow upgraded, and there's very little items or material purchased from a store. Well, because we're trying to save as much as we can. So the market we are entering is actually architecture service industry, even though we're not really touching in that architectural industry by itself too much, but it still is underneath this type of industry. In the past year, this industry raised up around 6.1 billion Australian dollars, and it's pretty much constantly growing, which I'm really not surprised, and it will keep growing as soon as the old houses around Australia trying to be not as um useful as they used to be. They're getting older, and people will try to renovate those instead of just knocking them out and building new ones. So there are many more opportunities for us to come up with the new solutions, I guess. At this point, the furniture seems to be really good, and the customers we're aiming for is mostly women. They're around 25 to 40 years old. They live in Sydney region, or around in between where we're actually going on, which is Wollongong, between Wollongong and Sydney region. Um, they're mostly lower middle class, so they are watching the budget. They have either partner or they marry, and the income per year is between $30,000 to $60,000. Also, the competition we're trying to work with is actually IKEA. It is non-direct competitor, and there are other restoration services trying to save the old furniture, but this is a bit different way because I'm not really preserving as much antique style as the other shops do. So that's a bit of differentiation. So the unique selling proposition for this is environmentally friendly. We're not really creating more waste. We're trying to save. We're actually saving the waste and trying to get used as much as possible. We are purchasing the old pieces. We are modernizing our history, preserving the quality, and there's actually quality for less money. Even if you go to IKEA and buy a new piece made out of whatever they do, it's still not going to be as quality as when we are actually recycling the old piece of furniture. The business model is structured mostly online. We're using various platforms like Marketplace on Facebook or Gumtree or eBay or etc. But there's also a lot of offline going on. There's a lot of word of mouth through friends and previous customers. Also, website and social promotion seems to be helping very much. The funding. The company has started in 2016, and it started very innocently. It wasn't a company in the beginning. It was more a project than a company. Anyway, the starting investment, financial investment, was $6,000, and it gradually grown into almost $150,000 business turnover since that. Talking about that, the $6,000 financial investment was seriously the only one I did put in the business. However, I didn't really mention any number of hours, ridiculous amount of hours I spent on the business. So I didn't really calculate the amount of hours because I was just like from the morning till the evening, every day, and I didn't really think about the income as I was, like this is what I'm doing, this is my purpose, and I was just fulfilling this and I didn't look at left, I didn't look at right, I would just keep going, and in the end, I actually really made it on purpose. So the income is covering me everything you can imagine, from tools to delivery. It's giving me an income. It's paying the rent, my fees for visa and school, and there are different bills like groceries and electricity, and everything's pretty much covered by it by now. It hasn't been like that all the time, but at this point it is where it is. The expenses. The biggest expense I can tell at the moment is the rent. That's pretty much the biggest expense, but it's also including a lot of um, income as well. So it's like plus and minus. So I would say it is passive income at this stage, but you still have to watch it over. There's a lot of expenses coming back to school, visa, and back to the bills of the house. Talking about electricity mostly. and the other expenses like hiring a car or delivery or special services we needed to order. The rest of the expenses is not really as bad as the one I mentioned before, but they're still noticeable. The rate was a fund is calculated by the net profit divided by total investment and multiplied by 100. I didn't really quite understood what does the number mean, but I think in the end I did get it right. I did it over since beginning since the beginning of the existential of the company. So this is 2016, 17, 18. You can see the numbers are quite different. Like I flipped the amount of income pretty high, and that's pretty much just a mirroring of the number of hours I was doing, and actually the number of hours excuse me, starting to be quite successful. So the investment in the beginning was $6,000, as I mentioned before. If we put together 2016, 16, 17, 18, you come across with a number of 68,769. That divided by 6,000 multiplied by 100 comes up with 1,146%. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you for your attention and have a good day.